Welcome to Nordic Market News, Thursday, October 27th. This program is brought to you by Nyhetsbyrån Direkt in Stockholm, Sweden, on behalf of Infront. We start with the stock market index of the Nordic countries. Pre-trade indicated small movements. After about 2 hours of trade, Helsinki 25.1%, OMXS30 in Stockholm minus 0.3%, OSCBX in Norway 1.2%, Copenhagen 20 minus 0.7%, and Nordic 40 minus 0.2%. In Norway, Statoil's third quarter does not meet the pre-report expectations. Operating result for Statoil was $737 million compared to consensus estimate of $1 billion. The result includes a one-time payment of $101 million. Meanwhile, Statoil reduces prognosis for organic investments for the entire year of 2016 to $11 billion from previous 12. Tesla turns to profit for the second quarter of the 13-year-old history of the company. CEO and founder Elon Musk has pre-report said he wants to show all skeptics that Tesla can make money and not only burn it. Net profit was just below $22 million and turnover was $2.3 billion, somewhat below expected 2.43. The central bank announced a new prime rate this morning, leaving it unchanged at 0.5%. According to a TDN finance survey, 13 out of 14 analysts expected that particular outcome. Central Bank Governor Øystein Olsen says the development is in line with the current monetary policy, and therefore there is no need right now to adjust the prime rate. In Sweden, first quarter for new Fingerprint CEO Christian Fredriksson does not meet market expectations. Operating result was 767 million Swedish kronor compared to expected 778. Net turnover was 1.86 billion Swedish kronor compared to expected 1.94. The company decreases the upper level of revenue prognosis, stretching through interval 7.2 to 7.5 billion Swedish kronor instead of previous 7.2 to 8.3. And the Swedish central bank, Riksbanken, also leaves the prime rate unchanged this morning at a level of minus 0.5%. This was highly expected from analysis, where a SME Direkt survey shows 12 out of 13 anticipated this particular outcome. Riksbanken will continue to buy state bonds until the end of this year, which was communicated and decided in April earlier this year. In Finland, Nokia is falling on the stock exchange this morning and has dropped about 7% after 2 hours of trade. The telecom company reached the expectations of a result per share of 4 €. Turnover was slightly above expectations, coming in at €5.95 billion compared to 5.86. However, the network segment is expected to drop substantially on sales within the following quarters. Expected decrease rate for networks is, as during Q3, 12%. The Finnish state budget is worrying the EU Commission. Earlier this week, Finnish Minister of Finance Petteri Orpo received a review of the state budget with a reprimand from the EU Commission, pointing towards too large of a deficit of recommended 0.6% of GDP. The EU Commission suspects 7 member countries does not abide by the Union state budget rules. Most worrisome for the EU is Finland, Italy and Cyprus. In Denmark, Jyske Bank exceeds expectations in their third quarter. According to a SME Direkt survey, Jyske Bank was expected to report a pre-tax result of 825 million Danish kroner, but instead landed at 901 million Danish kroner. However, the bank is reporting they will implement negative deposit rates due to the negative prime rate in the country. And Goldman Sachs has reduced their target price for Novo Nordisk with 100 Danish kroner from 450 Danish kroner to 350. The recommendation is still set to buy, and Novo Nordisk Q3 report is published tomorrow, Friday the 28th. Now to some follow-ups. Troubled Deutsche Bank, who is still in negotiations with the American Department of Justice, trying to reduce their fines from current level of $14 million, presents a profit for the Q3 of this year. That was highly unexpected due to last month's turbulence for the German bank. Expected loss this quarter was 394 million euro, but net profit was presented at 256 million euro. Total revenue was 7.5 million euro compared to expected 7.2. And General Electric increases their bid on 3D printer company Arcam from 285 Swedish kronor per share to 300 kronor. Meanwhile, GE prolongs the deadline for the offer to late afternoon, November 10th. Total shareholder demand is reduced to 75%, and the Arcam board is recommending the shareholders to accept this offer. That was the headlines for today's program. We will be back again tomorrow with more Nordic news. Thank you for watching.